The Cavs have now identified what could be their secret weapon heading into next season, especially with the fact that the Cavaliers could be losing one or maybe even two guards in their starting lineup and their bench, and there is a perfect opportunity for the Cavaliers to give playing time to someone who's on their bench, who's been with the team for what was just now his third season and is waiting to be the secret weapon for the Cavaliers. I read your guys' comments. I've seen you guys talking about him, and I just saw a report recently where I'm like, you know what? I got to share this with you guys. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm Matt Palangi. You guys are awesome, and I'm ready to share this report with you guys. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, and hitting that subscribe button keeps you updated with everything, all things Cavaliers. It's hard. It's a busy offseason, and it could just only get busier with the Cavaliers. But there's one player specifically who things are getting busy for a positive matter, and I know you guys have talked about him, and I've also talked about him, not to you guys at all, actually. I don't think I've ever said this guy's name to you guys. I'm really, really excited because it's a player I've been closely following for the last 3 years, and I can finally give my honest opinion, but also share what is in the works for this player. So, of course, you saw in the intro video, this guy is Craig Porter Jr. This is a report that I saw. The Cavs want more fire from Craig Porter Jr., such as improving three-point shot and being more assertive. Tyus Jones has reportedly been the model they've been pointing him towards. So Craig Porter Jr. is going to be the highlight, the secret weapon that the Cavaliers could be in charge to use right now. Like, they could have this guy on the bench who is still signed for a cheap contract, who went totally undrafted, was a rookie in 2023, and the 2023-24 season. So yeah, the 2023-24 season. So there is a good chance that this guy is ready to play for more minutes. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about what Terry Pluto had to say. The opportunity is there. The Cavs plan to challenge Craig Porter Jr., Pluto wrote. The point guard is heading into his third NBA season. Well, that's what I meant. Heading into, not just finish his third. Heading into his third NBA season. But anyways, while most of the discussion about Porter is about improving his three-point shooting, the Cavs see other key areas that need an upgrade. They want him to be more assertive. His work ethic is fine, but it needs to be better than okay. Porter and several other Cavs will be challenged to play with the kind of physical pace and mental strength that Indiana and OKC have exhibited this season. Porter has ball handling skills, he has good poise, but he needs to show he can lead an offense and be in elite physical condition. Bottom line, they want more fire from the 25-year-old. So they want more from him, but that means to get more from him, you got to play him and see if you can get that more out of him. I mean, like, if he shows you the potential in practices and in the offseason, you're going to have to see if he can bring it in games, especially with how the Cavs played last season, with how they were blowing teams out. They should have had the potential to just give this guy more minutes and really test him out. And that is another thing that I actually want to mention is that I believe it's here somewhere. Oh, one of Atkinson's mistakes in the Indiana season was not giving point guard Craig Porter Jr. more time to help bring the ball up the court against the Indiana's pressure, Terry Pluto said. So that is another part of Terry Pluto's quote that I showed originally. So let's just kind of look at his stats real quick, just kind of diving into Craig Porter. So he only averaged 4 points per game. 51-44 from the three-point line is actually really, really solid. Shot well, and he is actually an elite shot creator, and that's what I really, really like about him. So I'll show that here. It's a guy that is able to control the court, great dribble moves, and that's the biggest thing about Craig Porter. When Darius Garland went out and Sam Merrill was at the point guard position, of course it was against the Heat in Game 1 against the Pacers, so the Heat doesn't matter, but Game 1 against the Pacers, he just showed that he couldn't be in a starting lineup position. Then they gave Ty Jerome the chance, and he proceeded to go, 1 for 14 in the game. And he showed that he was getting exposed as a primary ball handler as a point guard is. And that's the biggest thing about Craig Porter Jr. that we can get out of him, is somebody that is able to just create. And that's just a step back three compilation from him. Of course, that last one cut off, but he made it, of course. Step back three compilation. He shows that he can be a ball handler for this Cavaliers team. And of course, it goes around these two guys. With Ty Jerome being on the block and potentially being gone from the Cavaliers due to his contract being over, the Cavs must find a ball handler that can completely control and create shots. And it could be Craig Porter Jr. if he shows good flashes in the offseason, because that's what they want. Him to be more assertive and him to be more dominant in the offseason. So, and then with Darius Garland, who's going to miss time to start off the season, Craig Porter Jr. must highlight the fact that he can maybe step in when it matters the most. I would love to see him get a chance at least, and that's the bare minimum. Craig Porter Jr. might not be that good and might not be great. But one other thing to show is that he has a better defensive rating than Darius Garland. So, of course, it's not less playing time, but he does have a better defensive rating than Darius Garland. So that's something I wanted to highlight, because he is a super crafty player, and of course he doesn't get enough showcase on defense because he doesn't play that much. You see it right there, 12 minutes per game, and then he just finished with 10 minutes a game. He needs to just get something going, needs to get some points, needs to get some minutes, when guys like Darius Garland are injured, guys like Ty Jerome can't score points. Like you could have, when the Cavs were getting dominated, I believe it was game 4, when they were getting slammed, blown out. Yeah, it was game 4. They were getting blown out in game 4 in Indiana. They should have put Craig Porter in and let him play 30 minutes at that point. You should have been like, you know what, maybe we have a guy on the bench that's ready to compete and fight when we're down by 30 or fight when we need him to the most. That was the biggest thing. That's why I brought up this Terry Pluto, other than the quote I showed. That's why I brought this up, because I think it could, like, arguably, he should have got more minutes going into that Pacers series. He should have got more minutes going into it to see if he was able to even compete in the Pacers series. And then while the Pacers were blowing the Cavs out in game 4, was definitely the chance to show off Craig Porter Jr.'s talents and give him an opportunity. So just diving in again, these guys, one guy might be gone. Ty Jerome might not be a Cavalier anymore. And Darius Garland may just not, he might not, we don't know how much games he's going to miss. It's looking like it's around 10 to 15, but it could be more, could be less. He did have successful surgery. Craig Porter Jr. is the right option, especially when you look at the guards. So if you do keep Ty Jerome, you will have Ty Jerome, Darius Garland. If you keep Merrill, you'll have Merrill, and then you'll have Craig Porter Jr. as well. It fills in some things, or as well as you can also get a guy like Brogdon, if Brogdon isn't even an option at this point, because who the Cavs can get is like, so up in the air for them. But of course, you'll have Mitchell as well as a guard. You'll have guard options. It just comes down to filling in that center need, but it also comes in to when guys are struggling. How much depth can you have? If the Cavaliers can go 12 players deep in a playoff run, I guarantee you they win. Especially if you look at Billy's video about how Tyrese Halliburton and Tatum and Drew Holiday's gone now off the Celtics. Like, the Celtics have to make changes, and they had to do that. So the Cavs are now favored to win the East. And this is your golden opportunity to see how deep you can go, how many guys can play a quality 15 minutes plus in a playoff game, specifically playoff game. That's what matters the most right now. And I think Craig Porter Jr. could be the secret weapon for the Cavaliers if he comes in and brings that fire this offseason in practices and whatever drills that they're doing. If he can showcase that he deserves more minutes and they start playing him earlier in the season, especially with Garland being out, that's the biggest thing. Garland's going to be out. Then it is the chance to see if they have a secret weapon with Craig Porter Jr. So, like, again, 51% from the field and 44% from 3 for a guy who is an incredible shot creator. Yes, he's small. I understand. Like, he's small. He's, he's not the greatest defender because he's undersized. But there's no reason you shouldn't give him a chance, because in the playoffs, when you see Mitchell being the only guy that can properly ball handle and create a shot for the team, I showed you that Craig Porter Jr. can do it too. Like, I showed it completely. Like, this is a guy spin move, get off of me against the Pacers, by the way. Double step back and just hits it. Like, this is a guy that can create a shot at a very, very high volume for the Cavaliers. And I think he 100% deserves a chance because he's crafty and he plays a lot like Darius Garland. But maybe he has more physicality than Darius Garland, because that's the biggest Darius Garland issue that we have, is that his defense is bad and he's not physical enough. So what if Craig Porter Jr. can be a crafty scorer like Garland, but also just bring more physicality? That would be huge for the playoffs. And that's why I think that if Craig Porter Jr. can develop properly, not even just develop properly, get quality minutes and continue to play, like, show that he can be a good shot creator. If he can show glances of being more physical than Darius Garland, I say he definitely deserves a chance in the playoffs, because it's almost guaranteed that the Cavs will make the playoffs. Knock on wood. Knock on wood there, of course. But I really want to see if this is the secret weapon for the Cavaliers. I've seen you guys talk about him. You guys would love to see him more. Me personally, I would love to see him get a chance. I'm a little optimistic on his physicality and his defense, but that's the biggest thing right now. Can we bring one small guard like Craig Porter Jr. to a better physical level than Darius Garland, to where if you need the playoff help, then you can bring in a physical guard who's willing to just throw his body at people and then go create a shot on the offensive side, hit a step back 3, come guard me type of shot. But that's it for me on Cavs Digest. I thank you guys so much. I'm showing you here that I read all your guys' comments. I see what all you guys say. I really, really hope that Craig Porter Jr. can satisfy you guys, of course, because I think that he does deserve a chance, and I agree with you guys on that. And I also saw, of course, I brought up these reports that we saw. I saw both of these, and I definitely thought, and then what I quoted with Terry Pluto, I saw all these, and I thought I need to share this with you guys and talk about Craig Porter Jr. a little bit. So let me know what you guys think about Craig Porter Jr. Does he deserve more minutes? I know that you guys think that, or are we going to give up on the fact that he's just too small, or the fact that, there's a reason he's not playing enough? Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys. I'm Matt Palangi with Cavs Digest. Subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends. Thank you guys for joining me.